All right, I am where you're back at the Canadian Music Expo, the Spring Equinox edition, and just going to do a quick sound check. But my name is Marc Belaiche. I'm president of the Canadian Music Expo. Happy to be joined by Danny Fernandes here. So we're just going to wait. Okay, he's giving me the thumbs up. So Danny, thanks for being on here.
No problem, bro. Thanks for having me.
A lot of fans here wanting to ask you questions. I've got a lot of questions lined up here for you as well. We're going to talk about your background, how you came to be, and you know how you managed to have such an amazing career already, and that's really such a young age in the whole scheme of things. So, what let's take you back. Like when did you think about being a musician? What was your inspiration? How did you start? How did you growing up? What were you thinking about?
To be honest, I never really thought about being a musician. I used to like mess around with my buddy Alex. He had a studio in his parents' like warehouse. This is back in like 2002, 2003. So I ended up recording the first single I released in 2009. So I recorded that song, and somehow it got leaked into Germany. Like someone in Germany found it, and then they put it on a white label, which is like vinyl, and they were selling it in record stores. At that time, MySpace was popular. So a German club promoter had messaged me on MySpace saying, "Hey Danny, I love your music. Your song's been #1 here for like weeks." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And he's like, "Curious." Like, I was like thinking, like, how did you even get it? And he's like, "I don't know, but they're playing it here in the clubs, and we want to bring you down here for like a tour, like to do like 30 shows or something." I was like, someone's like pulling my leg. You know what I mean? Like it's just like it didn't seem real. So I got Alex to contact the guy, and the guy was serious. So then I ended up going to Germany. At this time, my mother wasn't happy because I told her I wanted to be a singer. She's like, like she thought I was joking. Same thing with my brother, same thing with my dad, and so I ended up just leaving. I went to Germany, did those shows, came back, and then I started dancing for Sean, like background dancer for him. And then while I was in Germany, I met with CP Records, who was Mr. Ari and Belly at the time. And I went to them and like, hey, and they're like, "We can't take you right now because we're still Belly and Mr. Ari." So I was like, "Okay, no problem." So then Joel Santana came. It's not 2008. I did the record. He did the verse on the record, and then I had it in my hands. Joel Santana. You know what I mean? I went to the radio station. I handed it to myself. They started playing it, and then at the time, it ended up being top 20 in Canada. But I only brought it to the station in Toronto. I never brought it to anybody else. And then CP Records called me. Let's set up a meeting. Come to Ottawa. So I drove to Ottawa that day and signed a record deal. That was it. And then after that, gone.
So that's amazing.
Yeah.
Great story. And you've had a number of chart-topping platinum and gold hits. "Hit Me Up," "Private Dancer," "Fantasy." You've you've worked with a number of people as well. Talk about collaborations and how those come to be, how you connect with people, how that happens, and what
collaborations I had were with Belly usually, but I was living with him for like 6 months to record my first album. And he's probably one of the nicest people you ever meet in your entire life. He was very welcoming. It made me feel very comfortable to be staying at his house, like someone I've never met before, you know? And he came on TV, he looks very intimidating. Like someone that you don't want to like mess around with, but he was super nice. And then he ended up writing most of that record, and he jumped on a few songs with me, and that's how that collaboration. There weren't many other collaborations. I mean, me and Josh Ramsey. I actually did something for YTV. It was like a karaoke singer. It was like we judged little kids, like major province in Canada. So I met him in Vancouver because he's from Vancouver. And I said to him, like, "Hey man, why don't we do something together?" He's like, "Yeah, sure." So he's the one that produced and wrote the chorus on it, and then and that's how that collaboration. I mean, that song blew up. Like, it was, you know.
All right, cool. And are you in the process of collaborating with anybody else now, or are things
Actually, we're working on an album right now. Collaboration. I'm not sure. I'm trying to do like Big Sean and like French Montana. I think because I'm coming back, right? I've been gone for such a long time. I feel like I'll need something like that to give me a boost. You know?
Right. So 2014, you played an arena tour nationally. You went to Australia, Germany, Asia. You played 54 dates in 2017, Tokyo, Beijing, China, Shanghai. Obviously, demand was skyrocketing for your music and to hear you. For the average music fan who, hears about touring and stuff, what are the pros? What are the cons? Like, what's great? Is it the glamorous life? Is it tiring? Like, what?
I do have the best job in the world, but they don't see the work that goes into it, right? I'd say the pros were like getting to meet a lot of people, and performing on those stages is like one of the best things that could ever happen. The cons were being exhausted all the time. I mean, you're doing 42 shows, but you're doing them every single day or every second day. That's a lot. You know, it takes a toll on someone. So I was just trying to learn how to like not accept it, but how to handle it. You know, because there'd be sometimes I'd get on that stage and I didn't have any energy, but then it was the crowd that gave me the energy. You know what I mean? They're screaming their things, so it gives me the adrenaline to be able to do what I need to do. But Asia was great. I spent, I think, 3 months in Asia. And over there, I was like Michael Jackson. Like, they were freaking out. Like, it didn't even make sense because they don't speak English, but they know music. So I'm hearing them and I'm seeing them singing the words, and I'm just like, it's probably one of the best feelings in the world, you know?
Mm-hmm. We've had musicians on at the Canadian Music Expo talk about the tours and tiring and so on. But did anybody give you like, here's what you need to do, or here's what you need to think about? Here's how you plan so you're not tired, special diets, anything like that?
Sure. It was usually my manager. Red Bull kept me good for that time. But he would say, he's like, this is what you do, this is what you love to do. So remember, you're lucky to be able to do this, because not a lot of people get to do what you're doing. Like he would give me like that pep talk. He's like, I know you're tired, but when this is done, you can rest. It's your job, and when you're finished, you can rest.
Fair enough, yeah. So I'm here with Danny Fernandes. Danny is winner of Much Music Video Awards for Best Canadian Pop Video. He's winner of Favorite Canadian Pop Artist at the Canadian Indie Awards, Juno nominee for Best Canadian Artist. If you have any questions for Danny, feel free to post them in the event or in the stage chat, and I will moderate them as well. And if you have anything you want to know, we're here for another 20 minutes or so as well. Now, on a personal note, you've got 2 kids. You had a daughter in 2016. You have a 10-month-old as well. You envision getting them through a music career?
No chance.
No chance?
No, I mean, I have a 4-year-old. She loves, like, I've done a few shows where she's came on stage with me. And she does a lot of like modeling for like Old Navy and like Gap and stuff like that. But like for music, I don't think I would ever get into that.
Yeah.
Just because I know what it is. Because at the same time, it could be discouraging to someone if you're not accepted in that, in that field. So I don't want to do anything that's going to discourage my daughter. She can do whatever she wants to do, just not music.
Fair enough.
Don't be like that, please.
Fair enough. That's good. Good story. And then, so all these awards mentioned Juno nominee, 3-time iHeart Radio Much Music Video Award winner. You've had 700 million TV and radio audience impressions. You've had an incredible career musically, and we're going to talk about fashion here shortly. But so what has it done for you, like in the sense of where has it taken you? What doors has it opened for you that you wouldn't have otherwise known? I mean, you mentioned about living with Belly for 6 months. What other things has it done for you from a musician's perspective, from a career?
I was offered to do something really close to so that was so uh,
I think we're losing your audio there, Danny.
Can you hear me?
And now I can hear you. Sorry, we lost your audio there for a bit.
Did you hear about the Disney thing?
No, recap on the Disney. Sorry, we missed that.
So offered to design a clothing line for Disney, a Mickey Mouse clothing line, and they had sent me 3,000 like photos of Mickey Mouse and made me sign a non-disclosure agreement that I wouldn't give it to anybody or show anybody. So I did that, and then the store Ardennes picked it up, and in like a matter of a week, everything was sold out. But I got to go to all the like Vancouver, Edmonton, Calgary, Winnipeg, like the store, like to do the Mickey Mouse on that, those on the front of the stores. And that was pretty awesome. I love Mickey Mouse. Mickey Mouse is my guy. I have a whole so they came to me and they're like, "Do you want to?" Hell yeah, I want to do it. So I like fashion. I'm like a fashion guy, so I also enjoy things. So I might even come up with a clothing line, to be honest.
Is that right? Yeah, that's good. So the story went that you had great success with the brand, and so it sounds like your career has kind of going two different paths.
Opportunities, right?
Yeah.
And if it's something that I think I would like to do, then I do it. But I'm waiting for the door to open for like acting. I feel like I could play like a role well if given something that makes sense, you know?
So acting, fashion, and music.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, so the successful Love Out Loud line of clothing, right? That was the one in partnership with Disney. Carried by over 200 retailers across Canada. Can somebody get some of the material or some of the clothing now?
No, I don't. It's been gone. It's like they sold out of it like instantly.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's great. Yeah. And then you 2 top 10 and 5 top 20 contemporary hit radio hits, 3 album catalog, Intro, Automatic Love, and Breathe Again. You've got 10 million YouTube videos views to your credit, 7 million streams on Apple, Spotify, 800,000 Spotify spins for Hit Me Up with Mariana's Trench, Josh Ramsey, and Belly that you mentioned. So what's on top now? Because you've also shared the stage with Bruno Mars, Akon, Flo Rida, and others. So what's on right now? What's next for you?
On right now is COVID, so nothing's happening. I mean, I'm just, to be honest, bro. I'm spending a lot of time with my children, and I'm working on an album. So, I mean, that right there is a lot. You know, taking my kid to school, picking her up from school, recording. I've been recording. I record 4 times a week. But my studio sessions are like from like 8 p.m. to like 5 a.m. And then I'll get home, I'll like shower, and then I'll take my daughter to school, and then I'll sleep.
So you're sleeping through the day and working at night, and
until it's time, then I'll pick her up and go, and then go back.
Excellent. And band, you're connecting with the band, like you guys are rehearsing together, or how's that working with through COVID and all?
I have my band, and right now I'm not rehearsing. I'm just recording because I don't have anything coming up. So if I had something coming up, we could rehearse for like 2-3 weeks.
Right.
week, 3 times a week.
So with COVID, obviously things are frozen. After COVID, what are your plans? Like, what would you like to do? You talked about acting. You talked about music. You're working on an album. What do you envision your world to be like after COVID, assuming everybody's vaccinated and life goes back to normal?
To be honest, I've been gone from the music for a while, so it's gonna take me some time to get back to where I was. But I'm just gonna work. I'm just gonna work until I get back there. Releasing music, put it in people's faces, put it in people's ears, so that they know, like, I'm alive still.
All
It's
right.
gonna be, when you go to high school, you have a best friend, and then you don't see your best friend for 5 years, and you see him again, he's not gonna be your best friend, right?
Right.
So it's the same thing with music. The radio, like, there's so many people releasing music, man. It's like every day someone new. Like, who the hell is this guy? Who the hell is, and they're blowing up. I just don't understand how that's how. I know TikTok is a big part of things these days, but like, we never had TikTok when I was playing. We never had Instagram. We never had any of those things. We had YouTube, that's it, and Facebook. But I don't. I, what is going on in the world with all these social media things, and that's what's making it so popular.
Yeah.
For guys like us, Carl, my brother, anybody that's been doing this for time is gonna have a lot harder time to get back into it the way that we used to be into it, because the music is not the same as it was in 2008 or 2009. It has completely changed. Like, it did like a whole 360. Like, I'm just trying to understand it. I'm trying to think, like, how, like, what do I need to do to get back to where I was? Taking a lot of my mental space.
It's almost like rebuilding all over again, isn't it? It's like everybody's at this same.
It's like I'm a baby and I'm learning how to walk again.
Right. So what? I got a question here from the audience here. Is just trying to formulate the question here. Is if you were starting all over again, which is kind of like what we just talked about, kind of being a baby again or whatever. But if you had to, maybe a way of saying it is, when you started your career, what do you know now that you would have done differently back then? Forget about the pandemic, but just kind of looking back.
I could have handled so many things, but I wasn't in control of anything. You know what I mean? I would just did my job. But now I have complete control of what I'm able to do. So when I was signed to the label, I only released songs a year, but that's because that's all they wanted to do. I can release 20 songs in a year, 30 songs. I'm just gonna keep all pumped. Like, I'll probably put a song out every month, whether it be on radio, whether it be online. Like, I'm just gonna throw it out until people start, taking it in. Like, okay, now he's back. We get it. Until they get annoyed by it.
Right. Yeah, you have a lot more freedom, I guess, now to do whatever.
I have about 40 songs ready to go.
Fantastic.
I'm just waiting for the perfect time to do it.
And who's been like, are you writing with somebody? Are you writing your own songs, or?
I was working with August Regal. I'm doing a few songs with him. Very talented. He did like Chris Brown. What was the song? Back to Sleep. He did Justin Bieber, You Smile. He did a song that was #1 on Billboard. Yeah. Just recently. He's from Toronto. Great guy.
Right. And then got another question here is for music. If you're a musician, what can a music publicist do for a musician? Are you using a music publicist? Are you doing your own?
That gets me like the TV interviews, like any events that are going on in the city, like TIFF, or take for instance, like, so me like me into the TIFF, give me an interview at TIFF. Like, that's what a publicist does, right? Does all the marketing pretty much.
Yeah. And have you been using one yourself, or are you? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You do your own?
Yeah, I have one.
Oh, yeah, one. Okay, great. All right. And we talked about TikTok and social media and the ability to release more and more songs. Where do you see things going, like in post pandemic? Do you see like more music coming out, like just artists just putting stuff out? Do you see?
Put on an album yesterday, man, and I downloaded it and I took it in. It's really, really good. I love Justin Bieber. I've loved him I met him like before he even started. Like he asked me to take a picture with me. We did a show for C103 Summer Rush, and he was doing the show. And he came to me, he's like, "Hey man, photo." He's like, "I'm like, bro, you're fucking," excuse my language. I'm like, "You're Justin Bieber. In a month from now, you're gonna be the biggest thing in the world." He's like, "No, no." I'm like, "Bro, trust me, you are." And that's exactly what happened.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Inspiration? Who's your inspiration? I've got a question here. Who's your inspiration musically?
Musically, my inspiration in life, my kids. Musically, I'd say Justin Timberlake and Chris Brown. Love them. Those were like my idols.
Awesome. Sirius XM Artist of the Year winner. How did that come about? What do they see in you? What do you feel that contributed to your success there?
To be honest, I think that was so long ago. I don't even remember, to be honest.
Yeah, really?
It was so long ago.
All right, no problem. So bottom line is, and we're having some audio issues just for everybody watching. Yeah, it's kind of cutting in and out, Danny. So picking up about 2/3 or 3/4 of what you're saying, which is enough to just kind of keep going there. So,
Yeah.
but so looking back at your career, and you're only 35, right? What's your highlight so far? What are you most proud of?
I'm proud of everything, man. And how it happened, I did everything myself up until I got signed to the label. My highlights were probably doing those stadium shows. Like we have 17,000, 20,000 people screaming. It's like I can't even hear myself when I'm singing. It's like probably the highlight of my whole career.
That's cool. That's cool. Well, maybe one day we'll get back to that, right?
I hope.
We all hope, right? All right. Well, any other final thoughts? Anything else that you want to talk about, promote? I know you're on Spotify. You're on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram. Incredible music. Anything else you want to promo? Talk about moving forward?
I just want anybody that's listening to this right now is to know that I'm coming. And I'm coming hard. So
you heard it here at the Canadian Music Expo. Danny Fernandes is coming back.
Oh, yeah.
Pump out a lot of great new music this year. And people should just check you out on any of those platforms, or do you have one that you?
No, I have Instagram. I use my Instagram a lot. Twitter, I'm not really. My kid's school has Twitter accounts, so they give me updates of what they're doing and stuff. But that's it. I don't really until the music comes. I'm just gonna keep it light, you know.
Right, and maybe TikTok as well. Maybe you could experiment.
I post on TikTok sometimes. Like I posted a video of this kid who says things that guys do that girls don't know about. It's hilarious. It has 500,000 views on my page.
Yeah.
You know, like I have singing that have like 20,000, 30,000 views. This thing has 500,000 of nonsense, but I only have followers. I don't understand how that works. If there's 500,000 views, people have to go to my page, right? So why don't they just follow and get it? Doesn't make sense.
Yeah. It shifts, right? Every year, every couple of years, it seems like there's something new. I mean, TikTok a year ago, 2 years ago, nobody would have really even heard of it or whatever. I don't even know when it started, but even Instagram, for that matter, it just kind of came and yeah. I think we're losing a little bit of your audio, Danny. All right. Well, listen, thanks very much for your time. And, again, check out Danny Fernandes. He's on Spotify, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram. Really great music. And watch for some new stuff coming up this year. Right, Danny? And hopefully we'll see you back on tour someplace and checking out some details. That would be great. So, all right, we're good to go. And thanks very much, Danny, and have a great day, and stay safe as well, of course, and take care. All right, thanks very much, Danny.
No problem.
Take care. And we will be back shortly with some other great content as well. We've got the interview with Greg Godovitz, founding member of Gado, being interviewed by Alan Cross, Canadian radio broadcaster and music writer, host of the ongoing History of New Music. That's starting very soon. So stay tuned and check out some of the new music that's going to be performed over the next 3 hours as well. Support Canadian music, and I will be back shortly as well. So thanks very much for being on. We still have 3 hours to go in the Canadian Music Expo. Thanks.